Hi Stitchy friends, this is Jennifer. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my crafty channel where I talk about all the crafty things I get up to. Right now that's primarily cross stitch, sewing lately. It might be card making, it might be whatever. Today is my, oh gosh, Flosstube 12 maybe? If that's wrong, I'll put it on the screen, but it doesn't really matter. So regular Flosstube episode here. I'm going to talk to you about my recent FFOs, finishes, new starts, whips, and then I do have some sewing updates as well. So if you are just interested in the stitching, I will make sure to put a timestamp down below for when different things start. I also have giveaway winners to announce from my last video, which was for my digital pattern. I have some haul. Yeah, so let's just get into it. So let me grab my notes. I'm trying and stay on topic today. And maybe notes will help. I don't know. I also have dogs with me, so we'll see if they want to stay, go, come, go. I don't know. And the kids are screaming. So we'll see how crazy today is. Okay, so let's see. Life update. Same old, same old. Just, I feel like I continually keep having bad things happen to me, like a bad string of luck. Like, you guys know, like, my husband lost his job. We've been going through all that. We don't have jobs right now. We don't have insurance right now. So that's the big major thing. Boo-hoo, that's us. That's just life right now. We're working on that. But then, like, I get new tires. My car broke. And we think maybe someone tried to break into it. Our dryer broke and no one could come and service it, so we had to buy a new dryer. Our washer's throwing fits now. Today my car battery died, so we had to go buy a new car battery. Like, it's just like a string of bad luck, and I don't understand like what karma I put out into the world to get that. So it's fine. I am grateful for what I have in life, and it's going to be fine, but I am one person who is ready for the summer to be over and let's move on. Let's move into a new time. My son starts his pre-K school on this coming Monday is Meet the Teacher, and then the following Monday is when they actually go back. It's just like pre-K daycare, so nothing crazy. We did have to buy 2 composition notebooks for them, so that was the first school supply we ever had to buy. So that's interesting. So I think he's going to be excited to go back. He obviously misses playing with other kids who aren't his sister. And we haven't been doing anything really this summer other than the occasional zoo or aquarium visit because all the chaos. So I think that'll be good for him. My parents are coming that weekend right before as well. So that'll be a nice visit. They haven't visited since... oh my gosh, it's been a long time because my mom had a bone marrow transplant this year, and once that happened she wasn't really able or allowed to travel, so it's been a long time since they visited me. Is that right? I don't remember. Regardless, it's been a long time since they've been here, so we haven't seen them in a while. So that'll be nice. Other than that, we've just been swimming a lot. We've been grilling a little bit, so that's been nice. It's been in the hundreds, though, here in Texas. We finally had a cool front come in, like, the last day or so, so that's been nice. Nice, meaning it's like 90 instead of 100, which I know it's like that lots of places. So, anyways. But other than that, just normal things. I did go to Midsummer Stitch, which is the virtual cross-stitch event put on by Lindy Stitches, and that was a lot of fun. And I also got my ticket yesterday for the next virtual event, which is Harvest Moon Hangout, so I'm excited about that. I think that's coming up in September if I am correct. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyways, let's get into stitching. So the first thing I want to show, as I did put out a finishing kind of video of this yesterday, so if you were able to see that, or if you saw my Instagram, I did FFO my tiny, this is my personal pattern that I designed. This is my snail mail. I did FFO it onto a cute little metal mailbox. So I my finishing is not the best on the actual piece, but that's okay. I mentioned in my finishing video that I got this mailbox idea because one, I'm designing postage stamp cross stitch patterns, so I thought a mailbox would be fitting, but also because this will be fun for me and my kids, specifically my son who's 4, to do like put little treats in, or like I think on the first day of school maybe we'll put a little note in it with maybe something for when he gets home, like maybe a candy or something, I don't know. And like at the holidays I can put like little treats and things in it. So really I kind of had this in mind as a cute finish, but also a functional kind of finish for fun for my kids. So it's just a little mailbox from Hobby Lobby. The other side does have the little flag. It does open. And I just put this on sticky board. Let me cover my face. It's kind of dark in here today. I apologize. I'm filming this late in the evening. I just put this on sticky board with some rickrack, and then I put it on magnet so it can be swapped out seasonally. And then in my video, I made these die cut felt flowers with button centers using my die cutting machine and felt. I have one on the front too. It's kind of, but they're all on magnets so that I can swap this out. So for example, for Christmas, putting like candy canes or, you know, a gingerbread or something on there with the little stamp I've designed is my next kind of go round. But anyways, I did make this little green stand for the mailbox. It doesn't come with that. It just is the mailbox. It would probably sit easier without this on it. But for aesthetics, I wanted it. I could easily pop it off if I find out that it's falling over too much or like whatever. But anyway, so there's my FFO for snail mail. And that's available in my Etsy shop or my Ko-Fi. And thank you to everyone who has supported me by buying one of my patterns or like a physical item. I don't have too many physical items in my Etsy shop yet, but you know, they're coming when I can make them. But thank you so much if you have purchased something and supported me. It's really helpful, especially right now, allowing me to, you know, keep doing fun cross stitch things and whatnot. So thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And I know some of you have already stitched those things. So, I don't want to talk about it too much and get emotional, but thank you. I really appreciate it. So that's very sweet. I do have more patterns coming. The other thing, and the finish I have, I'm counting it as a finish. This is my Year of Celebrations by Hands On Design. Year of Celebrations Season 2. There is 2 of them. I'm doing Season 2 by Hands On Design, and I am doing this all on one piece. But I am counting like each month as a finish. So this month I did finish July. And it's a big guy, so let me kind of get it unfolded here. I'll show you the whole thing. It is stitched on 25 count Prim Lugana by Lori Holt, and I'm using the floss that was put together by Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop. So there is July. I realized this week specifically that if I don't stitch a pattern with a mistake in it, I'm not me. Like every pattern I stitch, other than the ones I've been designing, I've tried to be really careful there. But every pattern I stitch, there's always a mistake, and that doesn't necessarily bother me, but I'm like, really? Like what are you doing? So like this is not necessarily exactly the pattern. Like my corn, the colors are a little bit off. I didn't stitch those quite right. I didn't stitch the height of one of the corn stalks right. My variegation is weird. The red line under the date was supposed to be a darker color, and I just read it wrong. So I think it looks completely fine. Like, I'm not mad at all, but I was like, really, Jennifer? I don't know. Anyways, I'm really excited because August is, I think there's, I don't know. They look like some sort of seabird. So that'll be fun. My favorite one to stitch so far was probably the bunnies in April. But I think after August, which I need to start now because it's August. It's August 1st or 2nd today. I think after September will probably be my favorite. So anyways, I will continue working on that. So you'll see this for the rest of the year because I'm going to finish this by the end of the year. If not earlier, I'd like to get a little ahead so that I could potentially get it framed like before, January, so I could have it up in the new year. But we'll see. Okay. So that was season 2, hands-on design, a year of celebrations. Those are really easy to stitch, especially I'm stitching on 25 count, so it's super easy to stitch, and they're small-ish, so they're nice. So that was my finish, and then I have a few new starts. My first new start was from Midsummer Stitch, and it was one of the exclusive patterns. This is Summer's Day by JetX Stitch, and I am stitching this completely called for, so except I think the count. I'm stitching it on 32 count Dolomite by Fiber on a Whim with the called for fancy floss. So this is my progress. It's super fun to stitch, super pretty. I love her patterns, and if you're not keeping up with JetX Stitch, go follow her because she has super cute patterns, and she just, well, it was just announced, and she announced it on her Flosstube and also like on Lindy Stitch's videos. She has new patterns coming out that are super duper fun, and I definitely already pre-ordered them because I'm really excited about it. But she has a vibe that, I don't know if we're the same age, but I feel like we could be similar in ages, just because I feel like some of her things are just, I don't know, they make me think of my like childhood and whatnot. I don't know if that's weird, but anyway, so I'm super excited. So now I have this one I'm stitching, and then I also have her Cherry Magpie as a whip, and then she has new ones I want to start, and then she also has an older one that I really want to start, but I'm trying to hold back. But anyways, that was one new start. So this was pretty much, I stitched this through Midsummer Stitch when I was like in the stitching rooms and started it then, and then I maybe stitched it like for a day afterwards. So not a ton of stitching, but I got a decent amount done. It's really pretty. There's lots of pretty colors in it. So that is Summer's Day by JetX Stitch. Her videos are great if you haven't checked her out. She goes through not just like what's coming out, but like the whole process of how she's designing, how she's like basically running her business and things like that. So it's super duper interesting. My other new start is a new start of mine, a pattern I designed. It's not out yet or anything, and honestly, I'm going to put it out, but I don't know if that many people would be interested in stitching it. But I recently, in the last, I don't remember, maybe two or 3 weeks ago, I watched this documentary on, I think it was on Netflix, about Reading Rainbow and PBS. And it had me feeling all sorts of ways. And if you're keeping up with what's going on with, or what has been going on with PBS, it's just a little disheartening. It's more than just a little disheartening. It's disheartening. I grew up on PBS watching, Sesame Street, Reading Rainbow, and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And after that, I was really inspired to make some kind of PBS themed patterns. So I have created a pattern that is Mr. Rogers inspired, and I'll show you the pattern first. I'm obviously working on the model. I feel so fancy when I say that. I'm working on the model for it right now, so there could be some changes, but it looks like, if I can get it to not, I don't know if I can get it to show. There we go. It's a little neighborhood with the streetcar trolley and Mr. Rogers on the side, and I took inspiration from the opening credits of Mr. Rogers for the colors and the buildings. And then the quote is from him. It says, "Imagine what our real neighborhood would be like if each of us offered as a matter of course just one kind word to another person. And I just thought that was a wonderful thing. If we could just all be kinder to each other in the world, we would be in a lot better place. So I have a really tiny start on it. I started it during my most recent Zoom stitch. So I just have a little tree and a little part of the road. I am actually model stitching this on Aida. And this is the first Aida project I have done in a long time. But I wanted to just pick it up, be able to easily see it, and just try it on Aida and see what that was like again, because I don't really stitch on Aida anymore. But this is 14 count smoky white Aida, so it's that printed Aida. It's basically like the white version of Vintage Country Mocha. I am stitching it 2 strands of floss, and the colors are my own colors from my pattern. So as I stitch along and complete my model, those may change if I'm finding that something isn't working. But yeah, I'm excited to have that up. I think it would look good like on my bookshelf, or you know, even in my kids' rooms or wherever. So that will be coming eventually. If anybody is interested in a Mr. Rogers pattern, let me know. I'm not sure if that's anybody else's jam, but I have plans for that, and like a Reading Rainbow one and things like that as well. So anyways, that was my other start. Okay, and then whips. I got a decent amount done on the bear, which is from Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm stitching this on 32 count Fallen Leaves by XJU Designs. So the last time you saw this, which was quite a while ago, I had like this vine done and then this down here. So I've done all of this kind of swirl and fill in, which is like this, like the bear's lower back kind of booty area. So I was in kind of a rhythm on this. I'm really excited. I am stitching this. Technically, I started this along with Eli from Thick Threads here on Instagram and YouTube. He did this as a start for the Fat Bear Weekly Sal. So I think he's stitching on his bear pattern up until, I think it's October. I'm just stitching along. I started along and I'm stitching along when I have time. But I'm really excited to get this finished at some point. So actually I didn't fill in this part, but I did get all of that swirl done and then this fill in done. I think it's gonna look really good on this fabric. And if you see me looking off, I'm looking at what I'm seeing so I can see how it looks. So super excited about that. And I'm doing my own colors. They are like a comparable color conversion to the original, but I did just pull over dyed colors from Stash. So if you're interested, I can let you know, but nothing too crazy. Okay. The last whip I worked on, I didn't get too much stitching done. I was doing like more sewing than stitching recently because I had some things I had to do. But the last whip I got a good amount of progress on is my, oops, where's my pattern? Is my Fruit Salad Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I did do my own colors for this, but again, they are similar to the called for. They're just maybe a little brighter, and I just pulled them from Stash. So the last time you saw this, I only had partial lemons done. This was done. Part of this was done. So since then, I've basically finished and done the watermelon, the pineapple. I finished this whole motif, cherries, this lime, the completed, almost completed watermelon. I have to put the seeds in. So yeah, it is coming quite along. I don't know. I may be halfway done. Probably not. Probably not quite halfway. I don't know. I'm getting there. I did, again, with the mistakes, my pineapple is a half stitch too far over. Luckily, I didn't count anything else off of it, so it's fine, but it's not in the right place either. So that's frustrating, but it's fine. This is also on that smoky white color. It is actually smoky white linen, but I am not stitching on the printed side. I'm stitching on the just plain side. So like my messy back, you're going to see it. The back is what's printed on. You can see, I don't know if you can see the modeling really. But I didn't have any white linen. That's all I had. And I wanted white for this. So that is my last whip. I do have some haul, but let me first announce my giveaway winners from my last video. The giveaway was for one of my digital patterns. So if you are a winner, I picked 3 winners. If you are a winner, I will just have you email me at my littlepaperbearco@gmail.com email address. I will list it in the description box below as well if you need to find it. And tell me if you want my spooky greetings, my little ghost pattern, or if you want my snail mail pattern, and I will just email you the PDF of whichever one you want. So my winners, grab them real quick. Where did they go? Okay. My first winner is, my phone is going to die. It's not going to work. I'll put it up on the screen as well, but it's Lady Rad 80. So Lady Rad 80, if you will email me, I will get that out to you. My next winner was Heather Anderson 5668. Heather, if you will email me, I will get that out to you, whichever one you'd like. Just let me know in your email. And then the last winner was Always Be Yourself -6. I will make sure to put on the screen the usernames as well so that there's no confusion. But if you were a winner, please email me at the email in the description box with which pattern you would like, and I will get that PDF over to you as soon as possible. And thank you so much for your comments and entering. I don't have any giveaways today. I do want to show my haul. So again, if you're not interested in that, if you were just here for the stitching, thank you so much. I appreciate a little bit of your time today. I'm going to do haul real quick, and then I'm going to go into my sewing updates. I've been doing a lot of sewing. So I do have a little bit of haul. I had some... I bought some patterns at Midsummer Stitch, so I bought the Jet X pattern, and then I bought the Lindy Stitches pattern. I can't remember what it's called, but it was 2 wolves. I don't have those with me, but I did buy the called for fabric for the wolf pattern. I don't know if I'm going to stitch it on it, but I really liked it. So I got this fabric, which is 32 count plum linen by Fiber on a Whim, which is really pretty. Again, I might do the wolves on something else. I was thinking like a pretty kind of deep aqua blue, but I don't know. I also got the exclusive Be Stitch Me fabric. This is the one thing I had to have. This is Midsummer 32 count linen by Be Stitch Me. It is so pretty. I'm super, super duper excited to have it. Don't know what I'm going to stitch with it. I feel like something monochromatic would be pretty. Or something with a lot of text. I don't know. I don't know. But I had to have it. I love it. I love Be Stitch Me's fabric. It's my favorite. So that was the one thing that I made sure like I was ready to shop when it opened. I destashed a bunch of things to have Midsummer money. I also got the floss drops that were at Midsummer. I do believe these are not exclusive to Midsummer. Like, I think you'll be able to get them once they come back into stock. I don't really use floss drops in my daily stitching, and I don't bombinate. I generally will use, I will just put my skein of DMC or whatnot in my bag, or I'll put it in a floss away bag. If it is a fancy floss that is already on like a punched card, I'll put it on a ring. But otherwise, I don't floss drop as part of my kitting process. But there are times when I need to or want to, but it's rare. But I'm finding that, well, I don't have floss drops really, and I don't really want to make my own. I don't know. Really, I bought these because they were cool. So they're little moths. And these are by Willoughby Ann. They're Astrid drops, a set of 10. And then I got the black ones as well. And I really bought these, one, they were cool, but also they have 2 holes. So I like whenever I use thread from a skein or from whatever, like Classic Colorworks drop, if I have a little piece left over, I like having the other hole to put that little strand over there versus putting it back with the larger quantity of thread that's left, if that makes sense. So I like that these had 2 holes, so that was exciting. I also had to have these unicorn scissors. She showed them in her video, and I was like, yes, please. Those will bring me joy, and I am clinging to all the joyful things right now that I can. So I had those. I also, a while back, I don't know, I didn't really hear anybody talk about this on Flosstubes or seen anybody's haul or anything lately. A while back, like over a month ago, I think, I got an email from Color & Cotton with a 25% off coupon in it, just like a thank you for being a customer coupon. And I kind of sat on it and sat on it and sat on it until it was about to expire. And they had just released a bunch of limited edition threads. So I did get a whole bunch of their limited edition threads that they recently came out with. I'm not going to go through and show you all of them, but they are really pretty. I love Color & Cotton. Is there anyone that I like specifically really, really like? That's interesting. I don't know. They're just pretty. They're always pretty. Ooh, dragon scales. I like this one a lot. Dragon scales. It's coming off darker, I think, on screen. And then I really liked this green, which was cricket wings. So anyways, I got a bunch of threads to add to my stash. And then I also got more Aida. I wanted to try Aida in a higher count than a 14. Sorry for the noise. The reason I stopped using Aida years ago was, I think what most people maybe stop using it for is because of the look of the holes. But I know a lot of people really enjoy stitching on higher counts of Aida, and I had never really tried that. I was kind of like, oh, there's 14 count Aida, and then I really didn't ever try anything else. So I got this. They have gradients. Color & Cotton has gradients in their fabric and their flosses now. So they have different like color names, and then there's like a pale, medium, dark version of that color. There could be more versions than pale, medium, dark. I don't remember. But I got pale Stonehenge, which is just like a light kind of gray. And I got this in an 18 count Aida. And I could see the holes so easily. So the reason I got this is I wanted to start a bigger, potentially a Halloween project. And I wanted to be able to really easily see the holes. And I wanted to be able to just have it. I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about having my light with me. Because I can see this, I think, without having my like, you hear my kids crying. I'm sorry. They're fine. I promise. I wanted to have something to stitch on that I didn't necessarily have to have a light with. Because I think I can stitch on this in a lot of different light situations. So I'm excited to try this. So anyways, I got that. And then the only other haul that I got, I did get some fabric and things. I'm not going to show it today, but I did also get my Stitch Me clubs. So I'm in their fabric club. So I get the neutral and the color. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic, but the neutral was called What the Hay. And I get 32 count linen. The color was Watermelon Slushy. super bright. I have an idea for this. If it comes to fruition, I will show you. Okay, so that was all of my haul. And that was my giveaway winners earlier. So again, I will put timestamps. If you want to stick around for the sewing, please do. I have been doing lots of sewing of different things. The first thing that I did this past week is I finally finished the baby quilt I had started a very long time ago for my friend. And she just had her baby about 2 weeks ago. So it's now in a box getting ready to be mailed to her on Monday. And since I already wanted to get it packaged up and everything, I'd actually hoped to mail it out already, but I didn't get there quite in time. But I wanted to just film a clip. So I have a clip that I already filmed that I will insert here so that you can see the baby quilt that I finished. I did everything myself. It has lots and lots of errors and mistakes and wonkiness. But it was stitched with love and it will keep the baby warm. And it was such a good learning experience because I did all of it. It's just patchwork squares, but I did all the sewing, all the quilting, all the binding, all the stuff. So that was a great experience for me to have. So I'll put that clip in here right now. Hey Stitchy friends, I just wanted to film this clip real quick. I finally finished my first quilt, which is a baby quilt for my friend who just had a baby a few weeks ago. And I want to get it in the mail to her. But I wanted to show it to you guys before I actually shipped it off. I took some pictures of it when it was done, but I just finished quilting it and binding it the last 2 days, I think. And then today I kind of washed it and dried it and made sure it was all good. I don't know. I was paranoid that once it got washed, it would fall apart or something would I don't know. I was just scared. So I wanted to wash it too to make sure it was all. I made this, I lightly quilted it or loosely quilted it, I guess. So it'd be really kind of snuggly. It doesn't have minky on the back. It's just cotton all the way through, but I wanted to be, I don't like quilts when they're super duper stiff if you're actually going to use them. So anyway, so let me show you. So this is my Lord of the Rings themed baby quilt. I got the fabric from Spoonflower. If you've never ordered from Spoonflower, from my understanding, you can make your own designs and upload them to Spoonflower and make fabric, and lots of people sell their designs on there. I do have some cautions about ordering from them again, because it's a printed, I guess, I don't know exactly how it's made, but some of them, I assume through the printing process, had some faded lines through them, which I used to work for a photo printer company years and years ago, and that would happen when there was dust in the printers and things like that. So it's not noticeable to the blind eye, but it was noticeable to me. And also I was buying fat quarters from them for some things, and the actual printed usable area of the design ended up not being a full fat quarter. It ended up being less because there was a white border on them. So just some things to be aware of if you're going to order from them. Just make sure you understand that might happen. I don't know if that happens all the time, but it happened to me with mine. So I was wanting something that was a fat quarter, and that's the size I needed for something, and I ended up not being able to use it because basically the white printed area, kind of like the selvage, but not really the selvage, the unprinted area of the fabric was included in that measurement, so the actual design wasn't big enough, if that makes sense. If you have questions about that, just let me know, but just be aware. Spoonflower, it was great, but there were some things that I was I'm glad I know that now. Anyway, so I got all these fabrics from Spoonflower, and they're kind of Lord of the Rings themed, Hobbit themed. It's all greens and creams because those were her room colors. So I don't even know what size it is. Maybe 40 by 40. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 45 by 45. It's just squares. This was my first ever quilt, so I just did squares. They do not all line up. There are mistakes all over the place, but I am proud that I finally made a quilt. I quilted it myself. I put the binding on. I did all things. So kind of, I'll scoot back a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. So, and then I just did like long wavy lines of quilting. And then I did put one of my labels on it. I should have done this before I quilted it, but I didn't. That's just, it says Stitched with Love and then my name. And the green matches. And this is a label from the Sweetwater Tagged Club. I don't belong to them anymore, but I have a bunch of labels from them when I was part of their club. So if you're looking, if you like clubs in general, like I do, that's a fun one if you're looking for some tags for your quilts and projects and things like that. They're really nice. You can like iron them on. I just found a loose thread. Iron them on and then stitch them on after. So they're pretty easy to use. So anyways, I just want to show that so I could get it off in the mail to her. Show it like one more time. I folded it up. It's probably not completely square. I tried. I find some of the hardest things about sewing in general is just managing the larger size of things. Like I don't know. I need a bigger cutting mat for one, but then just, I don't know, figuring that out on my own has been kind of tricky. But anyways, so cute. If you are a Lord of the Rings fan, they do have some cute fabrics. Like, where's it at? You can't tell what this one is, but this one that's script is all the Hobbit meals. So anyways, I'll plug this clip into my next regular Flosstube, but I wanted to film it ahead of time because I wasn't sure when that was going to be, and that way I can get this in the mail. So thank you so much. This was a great learning experience for me, and now I feel like I'll do more, probably just square quilts, but I'm also ready to dive into other things. There's one quilt that I've been eyeing. Well, I've been eyeing a lot of quilts, and I actually have bought several quilt patterns and quilt kits, but I just saw one recently from the Little Green Bean, if you follow her, where you use a jelly roll to make this cool kind of hexy quilt that looks easy, maybe? I don't know. So that might be the next one I try, just because I already have a jelly roll and you don't really have to do any special piecing or anything. I don't really know much about piecing yet. So anyways, my quilt journey has begun. I am currently working on some English paper piecing right now as we speak, so that's been really fun. So anyways, thank you so much, and I will just plug this in wherever it fits best, and you'll see the next thing. Bye. Okay, I hope you liked seeing the baby quilt that I finished. It definitely was not my first project, or will not be my last project, I guess is what I want to say. I already have ideas about what I want to do next. What I did work on though is I ended up stitching up myself another Hemingway pouch. These are the little pouches that are great for a small project or your iPad or a book. This is in one of the prints from Teresa Kogut's Ghoul Friends line that I love. This one is for me. I did sew the zipper on the opposite direction. I wanted to see if I liked it opening this way. I will have another one of these stitched in the way the pattern calls, with the zipper coming from the other way, going into my Etsy shop as soon as I can finish it. It's almost done. So if you like this one and you are interested in one, keep an eye out on my Etsy shop or send me a message and I will let you know when it's done. And then I also sewed up this cute strawberry one. This one is for sale in my Etsy shop, so if anybody wants to snag that up, it is available. So I sewed a bunch of pouches, they're all kind of in progress, so I need to finish the rest of them. I have several others in states of finish. Let's see, what else did I work on? The other thing I wanted to talk about really quick is I do have a small amount of progress on my EPP, my English paper piecing. I showed this quite a while ago when I was first starting, and really I still am just starting, but I have my little hexie partly sewed together. The sides aren't all sewed up, but I have it in the general shape of, what is this called? Grandmother's flower. I can't remember. I don't know. But this has been really fun to do, fun to learn kind of more about hand sewing. I think I'm going to just continue this outwards and let it grow with hexies until I'm out of hexies, and then I'll probably turn it into some sort of project bag. But I did want to talk about this. If you are someone that is interested in EPP, which is English paper piecing, if you don't know what that is, English paper piecing is where you are using paper shapes such as a hexie or a hexagon, and you're wrapping fabric around it, basting it either by using glue or thread. I use glue because it's easier and faster. And then you're hand sewing generally, not everybody does, but generally, traditionally, you're hand sewing those pieces together to make your pieced patterns or blocks or whatever it may be. If you're interested in getting into that, I do think the hexies are like the gateway shape to get you into EPP and are a great starter. However, if you are kind of like, well, what do I do with these, and are more a person that wants a pattern and a plan, I wanted to show what I got. And I did share this on my Instagram, but if you didn't see that, I bought a while back this kit. It's called Palette Pop English Paper Piecing Pattern from Missouri Star Company. This is what it's going to look like. I think this is maybe slightly cut off. Let me see if I can show. Here's a good picture. It's like a wall hanging size, and this is what the final product will look like. I bought this kit. I think it retails right now on Missouri Star for $199. However, I was able to combine a few coupons. I don't remember exactly what I paid, but I paid significantly less than that. So if you are interested in getting into it, this pattern or this kit is still available. Last time I checked on Missouri Star, and it uses Tula Pink fabrics, which if you like Tula like I do, or I'm getting into it, it's beautiful. And then it gives you pretty much everything that you need. There are some things that you could get to make it easier on you. I don't think it comes with the needles you need or the thread, but it comes with all the actual paper pieces. It comes with all of the fabric. It does come with glue. However, I'm using my own glue I already had that I like a little bit better. And it comes with instructions. Also, the big thing, they did tutorials for this on the Missouri Star YouTube channel. The biggest thing that I will say about this also is I was really concerned about reading the pattern, knowing where the fabrics go and what to put together, and how it all comes together. Like I've had mine for several months and had not opened it until this last week. And finally I opened the box. I wish I would have opened it a while ago, because the way they've laid out this kit, they have all of the fabrics sorted for you. The instructions and the videos are so clear that it makes it super easy to figure out how many shapes you need to cut of this fabric and how many shapes you need to cut of this fabric. And the fabric is generous, so if you make a mistake, there is excess fabric. It was so easy to follow. So I haven't gotten anything sewed for it yet, but I have cut out and basted all of the pieces for what they call Zone 1, which is the very center of the pattern, which looks like this. So I have all of this cut out and basted. So I was just going to show you my shapes really quickly so you kind of see. So this is the very center of the project. It's this awesome Tula Pink owl fabric. And this is a big hexie. They tell you also like what dimension, like how do you cut your fabric? Do you cut it so they talk to you about like fussy cutting, which is, you know, making a focal image. So I wanted to make sure this was cut so the owl was in the center and going the right way. They talk you through all of that. It's so easy. And then they have you fussy cut all these little hexy florals in these rainbow colors. Like, and then they're going to teach you how to sew them all together. So I have all my little hexies that are going to make up this center zone. I have them kind of clipped together while before I'm ready to sew. Little diamond shapes that will make up this center. So I just wanted to mention this because I know there are people that have done this kit, but I think I'm in a paper piecing group and I saw someone, I'd already bought it, but then I saw someone start it and that got me really excited that I was like, I want to do that. And then hers looked so amazing and I was like, oh, well, mine probably won't look that good. But then when I opened the box and looked at the instructions and went to their videos, it's so doable. So if you are interested at all in learning about English paper piecing, definitely check this out because they make it super duper easy to do. And I am someone that has never really quilted before until now, so I've never done a pieced quilt or anything like that. I've dabbled in my foundation paper piecing now, and I want to do more of that, and I want to learn all of those things. But I do like the idea of making these kind of more elaborate patterns with the English paper piecing because the piecing is just easier. And you don't necessarily have to hand sew it. There are people that I think they even in these tutorials have a section about sewing it with your machine. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to hand sew it, but the information is there, and I just wanted to bring this specific one up because if you are interested in it, you might consider getting this specific kit because it's been so easy so far. And it's one of those things where you can just sit and you're just cutting your shapes and you're gluing, and then you can take your hand sewing on the road with you, in the wild with you. I have discovered I cannot cross stitch in the car, but I can hand sew in the car. So I'm really excited to have a portable project to keep my hands busy when I'm not, passing snacks back to the car seat, that sort of thing. So I just wanted to bring that up because I do think it is a really good product, good value, and it's got me very excited about this. And then it's teaching me quite a bit so that I feel like I can conquer the next kind of EPP project I want to do. I did look kind of a little bit in the last few days for other kits that are like this, and I haven't really found any yet. If you know of ones that are laid out that way, let me know. I would be interested. I really, really, really appreciate the time and care that they put into, like, every fabric was sorted in different bags, and then the instruction matched what fabric was in the bag to a T so that you knew, okay, this next fabric is here. In the instructions, I do this. It was like so easy to do. I loved it. So I'm really excited. So I will show progress on that as I get stuff together. It's a slow project. Hand sewing is slow, and it's gonna take a while, but when I do have progress, I will show that. Let me check my notes. Did I have anything else I wanted to talk about? I think I probably kept you here long enough. If you are still here, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, last thing is Zoom Stitch. So I have not announced any Zoom Stitch dates on social media or Patreon yet. However, I am gonna throw one out there for the upcoming Wednesday, which is this coming Wednesday, August 6th, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. The links to the Zoom Stitch are in my Patreon. It is free to join, and the information will be in the description box below. So if you want to come and just chat and stitch, or I don't even care if you stitch, chat and do your hand sewing, chat and do your other crafting, whatever, please feel free to join me and whoever else may join. I will send a notification out to the group in the next day or so with the link and just information, because I hadn't announced it yet. But I did want to go ahead and get one on the calendar because I don't know what my August will look like in terms of just life. So I do want to get one on the calendar this coming week, and I can't do it this next weekend because I have family and the kid goes to school and all that stuff. So August 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time, I will do Zoom Stitch. And I will put that link in my Patreon in the next couple days. So if you aren't a member, you can go over and join. If you've not been on Patreon before, even if you don't want to come to my Zoom Stitches, make sure you're checking out Patreon. There are a lot of cross stitch and quilters and just other crafters that have awesome Patreons, that some of them are free with free content. Others, you have a small amount that you pay each month for specific content. But if you've not explored Patreon, definitely give it a try. I belong to a few Patreons that are specifically cross stitchers for different patterns and content and things like that. And I really enjoy that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a kind comment, that would be lovely. I would love to chat with you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer them. If you don't get a response from me on a question, I probably haven't seen it. So feel free to ask again. And if you would, so kindly, if you want to like and subscribe to my channel, that would be great as well. I really appreciate your time here today. I know I'm not the shortest Flosstube in the neighborhood. But again, I do put those timestamps in there so you can skip around if needed. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. If you are parents with kiddos going back to school, bless you. If you are teachers who are going back to school, bless you, because I know how hard it is working with lots of kids. As wonderful as they are, I get it. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.